Abraham, great. Wow. Rochelle White, good morning. Ngoya Sharis. Abraham, great. Welcome. Well, it's like Daniel Atsenga. It's like people are going to be happy that we came back to the main platform. Nkem DK, welcome. Kennedy Festus. Daniel Madu. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Omonike. Here we are. Obioji Madu. Here we are at last. Here we are. Akbar Ali. Anshad. Afolabi Victor. Oluwafunmilayo Dina. Welcome, everyone. Natalia Kalida, welcome. Ezekiah Olujobi, long time. It's been a while. Shegun Fatuma, welcome. She Sandra, nice to see you. Bobby Santos, welcome. Tiesua, welcome. Deborah Cole, Nekio Koro. Oluwat Topeshion, Shinwe Ananaba, Justin Mayo, welcome everyone. Adewale Emmanuel. Well, you know, since we are since we are here now to back to the main platform, now let's do this. Let's quickly go and share the link. Let's go and share the good news. Let's share the message and let everybody know that we are back. We are back on our main platform. Please go share the link. Look for the share button. It's under your video. Quickly share that button and let's start the day. Let's start. We are going to go right up. We don't need to wait too long for people to come anymore. People are here. So the topic of today is a very exciting topic. The topic of today is a rather exciting topic and is about us trying to raise up children. And if you are trying to raise up children, we must be fit. We must be ready for us to be able to raise up children. And this week, like I'm saying, how to become a hero to your child. In order for you to become a hero to your child, you yourself must know what you are doing. You must know what you are doing. So the topic of today is, before you try to raise up children, what is your own worldview? What is your own worldview? Before you try to raise up children, what is your worldview? Could you answer the question? And unfortunately, I'm sorry that too many parents are not able to answer the question about what their worldview, even though they are parents. And that's why, you know, I've always been saying that parenting is not for everybody. As marriage also is not for everybody, especially parenting. When it comes to parenting, most people who are parents are not ready for it. They don't even have an idea what it means to parent. So we don't know what is parenting, but we go into it. And that's why a lot of children's destinies are messed up. A lot of children's lives are totally ruined and destroyed because the parents don't even know, they don't even have an understanding of parenting before they went into it. Most of us will only get married because we are of age. So we are using physical parameter to determine if we are qualified for marriage or not. We are using physical parameter to bring other lives and other children into life. So as if physical parameter and physical argument is enough. Can you imagine most people only marry because they are growing old, or because they are 20 years or 30 years old or 40 years old, so they have to marry. Is that enough a reason to begin to bring lives into the earth? Is that enough a reason to be able to give birth to children and not even be able to know what to give to them and what direction to lead them in? It's a whole catastrophe, and too many people are repeating this catastrophe in the life of their children, in the life of their generations, without even knowing it. They think that, oh, everybody is just doing party, everybody is just feeling good, and the basis for our decision is on instinct. We use instinct as the basis for our decision. What is instinct? Instinct is something that is only meant to be the main decision-making center for animals. Instinct is for animals. Instinct is what God has put in animals for animals to be able to orient in life, to be able to find their way in life. Instinct also are in men. But God put two major instincts in men. The instinct for self-protection, self-preservation, the survival instinct, and then the instinct for self-multiplication, for multiplication. So that's sexual instinct. So there are two main instincts, for security and for sex. Now, the instinct is not the main reason why we should bring other people into the world. Even though, yes, it is needed. That's one of the reasons why we have children, to be able to bring other people why we marry, to be able to bring other people to the world. But the instinct is not the main factor of life of a human being. Instinct is not the main thing that human beings are supposed to be led by. Men are not supposed to be led by the spirit, by instinct. Men are supposed to be led by the spirit. Men are supposed to be led by their mind, by their person, by their personality. Men are supposed to be Homo sapiens. It is the mind of man, it is the reasoning of man that is supposed to help him to take decision. He is supposed to be taking decision based on his reasoning, based on his values, based on his content, based on his on the belief system, on his value system, not based on instinct, that he just because he has sexual urges. Sexual urges could be met, but before you now try to use that sexual urges to now bring in people to the world, other people to the world, you must make sure that you first plan for it. You must make sure that you have done enough calculations. You must make sure that you have done enough preparation. You must make sure that you have, done enough to be able to give a worthy life to that child. You must be able to know that you are well aware of what is parenting, that you are well aware of what it means to even be a mother or father, or what to give to the child. You must know the mission and the purpose why you want to have that child. You must be able to answer your questions, yourself, the main questions of purpose, of creation, of existence on earth before you begin to have children. But unfortunately, many people don't even think about these things. They only think about the physical factor. So if you only use the physical factor as the only reason why you are married and brought up children, that means that that is what you are going to have. You are only going to use physical factors, carnal factors to raise up those children. It is what you use to get them that you will use to sustain them. So if you only brought children up to the world thanks to your instinctive desires, it is that instinct that we use to raise them up. So the life of the children, you will not even give real life to the children. You only give them the life of biomasses. You only give them a physical life. You only give them biological life. And then you only sustain them and raise them up through biology as well. You only raise them up by feeding them, by clothing them. You only attending to the physical body. You are not going to be able to attend to the personality. So you are not going to be in the position to raise up a person, to raise up a personality, to raise up a full individual. You are only going to be able to raise up a flesh individual, a mass of body, a biological mass, instead of a real human being. That is what happens when the basis of our decision is just instinct and flesh. When the basis of our decision is just sexual desires or age that we are getting old. That's why you are bringing a whole child, a whole human being to the world. Can you imagine how much that human being will suffer later on? Can you imagine how much sorrow, pain, and destruction and frustration that child will go through just because you couldn't give him direction? You couldn't even tell him what is the purpose of life. So when I come around and I say sometimes that 50% of human beings are not even supposed to look at other sex, or they're not supposed to even consider even children at all, because you are making things worse. You are just making things worse, not just for yourself, for your family, but for a number of other people too. Because some people are suffering by coming in touch with those people that were not brought up in value systems, that were not human beings, that are not fully human. Because a lot of people that you see around us are not fully human yet. They talk, they walk, have 2 feet, but then you have to decide what makes a human being human. Is it the physical body? So if somebody is able to come today, and able to clone an animal, or a donkey or a monkey with 2 feet, so you also say it's a human because it's on 2 feet. If 2 feet is enough to make somebody human, then a lot of things could be put on 2 feet. Then that will make them human. Or because it just looks like human makes them human. No, it is not the look that makes you human. There are some qualities that's supposed to make somebody human. So a lot of people are living, but they're not fully human yet. They are just biological masses. They are a biological reality, but they are not personalities yet. So what are the things that makes a person? What are the things that make a human? And those are the things we're talking about. So that's why I'm saying that before you begin to raise up children, have you answered that question for yourself? Have you answered the question of who are you? Where are you going from? Where are you coming from? Where are you going? What are your worldviews? What is your mission here on earth? Have you answered those questions? Have you answered the question of what are you here for? What can you do? What are your goals in life? That's another thing I'm going to resolve one time. So have you answered the question of worldview? What is your worldview about life? Because if you don't have a worldview, what are you going to teach the children? And a lot of people don't even have a worldview. And they're going to, so what are they teaching children? They're teaching them nothing. They're just clothing them. They're just feeding them. And the Bible, Jesus told us clearly in Matthew 4:4 that man shall not live by bread alone. So it is not just by clothing your children, by buying them clothes and feeding them food, giving them food to eat, that makes them human. So Jesus has cancelled that just by feeding somebody, because a lot of parents, they think that their main and primary purpose in life, as parents, is just to be able to provide for their children food. It's just to make sure that they give enough food, they put enough food to the table. Even go to any culture, everything you see is that, I go to work so that I'll be able to put food on the table. The only reason, the only understanding of parenting that most of us have is just to put food on the table. So if you put food on the table for your dogs now, it means you are a good parent. If you put food on the table for your cows and for your pigs and for your domestic animals, it means you are a good parent. So if the only thing that is needed for you to be a good parent is just to be able to put food on the table, then we don't need to have a wife. You don't need to have children. You don't need to give birth. You don't need to have your own children. It's just enough for you to go and get some animals and put food on the table for them. But what makes a human being human, what makes parenting for children is much more than just putting food on the table. What makes you a parent is, first of all, that you yourself have to be a human being. You have to be a full personality. Are you a personality? Because if you are not a person yet, if you are not a full human yet, what can you? You cannot give to others what you don't have. You can only give what you have. What you don't have, you cannot give it. So if you don't even understand what life is about, what will you tell your child? You cannot tell them what life is about because you don't even understand it yourself. So if you understand life and your own understanding of life is that life is just body, it's just the flesh that you see, the only thing you are going to give your children are just fleshly things. material, physical things, carnal things. So you are just going to be addressing the body. You are just going to be putting food in the body of the man. The man will be growing bigger and bigger, and you will not be understanding why is it that you finish having children and you are still not happy. Why is it that you finish having children and the children are not giving you joy? They are not giving you any excitement. They are not fulfilling the dreams that you thought you were going to have, of the joy, of the fulfillment because the children don't just become children automatically. Children don't just become good by themselves. Children don't just become human by themselves. And as a result of lack of this, worldview in parents, they don't have a worldview, they don't have a value system, so there is nothing to give to the children. And so they are disappointed that their children are disappointing them, and their children are making the same mistake that they made when they were growing up. Why? Because they were raised up without a value system, without a worldview, and that's why they made the mistakes. They used their whole lives to just keep on making mistakes. And now they married, and their children keep on making the same mistake, and they say, I don't want you to make the same mistake, I don't want you to make the but the same children still make the same mistake. Why? Because you didn't give them anything better. You didn't give them an alternative. You didn't give them an alternative. And the thing that makes a child to be wholesome, to be whole, to be healthy, not physically talking, to be healthy mentally and sound, to be a human being, to be a personality. The thing that makes somebody to be a personality is not just that they are eating. That just makes them to be alive physically. But what makes them to be a personality is the value system that you are able to create in them. It is the value system that you are able to bring them up in. It is the worldview that you as a parent have. And that's why I'm asking you the question. Let's start with you. What is your own worldview? Do you have a system of worldview that you are standing on that is really establishing you where you are, that is making you to be solid? Are you solid as an individual? Yesterday I spoke about my friend that I spoke about that I had to rebuke because I thought that he. Not just I will just tell you what I told that lady. And I think that will be a good, because I promised her that I'm going to teach this, and I think it will help all of us. Okay, when we're talking about MMM and the articles that I was writing, a lot of Nigerians were saying, well, you can understand those people, because Pastor, things are tough in Nigeria. Things are tough. Things are tough. Yeah, things are tough. Yeah, you can understand them. Things are tough. Because they say other things that people have deceived them. The government have deceived them, and government have taken their money. Corrupt politicians have used them. They have promised them this and that. Things have not been met. Those promises have not been met. So, you can understand why people are corrupt. You can understand why people are going to such schemes as MMM. You can understand because people are just desperate. And I said, that is what I hear all the time. That some people are even telling me, you are not in the Nigeria, so you are not suffering what you are suffering. Let you come here and live with us, and then we will see how you will do. So what they are believing, these are Christians and things like that. So, but these are people who might not be doing the MMM, and they might not be doing schemes or killing or robbery, but they are saying, things are tough in the country. That's why people are doing. So I was telling this my sister that, even though she's a strong believer, she's not doing any of the wrong things. And I was telling her, but just by you assuming or tolerating in your mind that there could be a reason for wrongdoing, that there could be an excuse for wrongdoing, that there could be an excuse for evil, that you are already wrong. Yes, all of us are capable of doing evil. All of us are capable of making mistakes. All of us are capable of sinning, and there might be reasons for it. There are always reasons for things, all right? But there is one thing for you to just have some weakness one time and to be deceived or make mistakes or wrong judgment. And it's another thing. The reason I'm talking about it is not because I say we should be perfect. No, we all have issues, and we could all make mistakes, and we could all fail and things like that. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to the larger, value system. So I was telling her that the whole country of Nigeria, that is why the whole country is collapsing, and not just Nigeria, the whole world in general. And that's the reason between the Western world that are stable and the developing world, that because we don't have a value system. So I was telling her that this is a philosophical question. So she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "What I was asking her, what is your worldview? What is your philosophical worldview?" She said I think she couldn't give me an answer to that question because it's not a question that she hears all the time. What is your philosophical worldview? So I told her I was giving her a small lecture, and I want to give you that lecture today. So when I'm asking you what is your worldview today, let me explain to you what I mean. There are two major worldviews that rule the world. There are two major worldviews that rule the world. The number one worldview is the worldview that says that everything you see, that it comes from matters, that everything comes from matter and energy, that there was a big explosion, and there's some matters like neurons, neutrons, all those, everything we see comes from matters. And it's called materialism. It's a philosophy school that is called materialism, or materialistic world of view. What does that mean? They don't believe that there is something, that the invisible things are the things that rule us. They don't believe that the invisible things are more important than the visible things. They don't believe in that. They believe more in the fact that it is only the things that we see that are there. Only the material things are real. Only the material things rule our world. But the things that we don't see don't rule our world. So it is what makes people to sanction. It is this kind of mindset that makes people to sanction, let's say, abortion, for example. Because abortion, you are not seeing the baby yet. Abortion, the baby is not here. So since you don't see the baby yet, it's not yet a child. It's not yet a human. That is what they are coming from. So the person that matters now is the woman that you see. So she can take a decision to remove the child or not to remove the child. But that is the materialistic worldview. That is what we see is what matters. What we see is what we use to take decision. And what that means also is that it is only what happens to us in the physical that actually decides what we do. It is what happens to us or how we feel now is what decides how we act. That we act in accordance to what happens or what we see, what we feel. It is only what you can feel and see and and touch and prove that is a reality. If you cannot prove it, it's not real. So that is the materialistic worldview in life. So I was telling this my sister, but you are not coming from that worldview. You are not coming from that school of thought. That is not your philosophical school of thought. She said, okay, yeah. She kept on listening to me. I said, let me tell you about the second school of thought, where we are coming from. I said, what you are saying now is totally against your school of thought. She said, okay, what is my school of thought? I said, your school of thought is like Christians. We are Christians. We Christians, why are we Christians? What is our school of thought? What is a school of thought? A school of thought is a system, or a worldview is a system of ideas. It's a system of ideals. It's a system of value systems. It's a system of values and virtues and principles that dictate how you live, that dictates why you see the world the way you see it. It is the system of values that determine your outlook at life and your response and your relationship to occurrences in life. So I say, now you are saying that those people who are doing evil in Nigeria, and the reason why there is crime in Nigeria, the reason is because of the poverty there. Okay, now if you are saying that, it means you are signing in on this in the school of thought of materialism. You are selling out yourself to the other side, to the to the materialistic worldview. And our own worldview that is supposed to be as Christians is that it is the thing, and this is what we believe, that it is the thing that we don't see. The invisible things are stronger than the visible things. That the invisible reality of life, it is ruling and supersede the physical things that we see. That the invisible realities, the things that we don't see are more powerful than the things that we see. That is why we believe there is God. Because the people who believe in the materialistic world of view, they believe that there is no God. Because we can't see him. We can't prove him. So since we cannot prove him and we cannot see him, it means we don't recognize him. Maybe he's there, maybe he's not there, we don't care. He's not there, he's not a factor. Because it is materialistic. It is the physical things that we see that determine our action. It is what happens to us in the physical, what is happening around, that determines how we behave. That is the way the Western world now is operating. But we who are Christians, we are idealistic. Even the whole Western world is based and was built on idealistic world of view. But there now, communism and atheism is bringing all that back. It is only the atheists and the communists that used to believe in materialistic before. But now the humanistic people in the world are now doing the same thing. The Western world are now going communistic in their worldview as well. So, but we Christians know that it is the invisible things of life that supersede the physical things. It is the things that we don't see that really determine the thing that we see. That everything starts from the spirit realm. So I was telling her, do you believe in that or not? She said, yes, of course, that's what I believe, that everything starts from the spirit. I said, but you don't believe in that. I said, you don't believe in that. She said, why? I mean, what do you mean? I said, you don't believe in that because if you really believe in that, you wouldn't be saying it is because of what has happened to these people, because of the poverty and because of all that they are behaving like that. So it is justified, so to say. She was saying, oh, but it's not justified. I don't say it's justified. I don't do it. I will not do it. I said, yeah, you will not do it, but you are, in your mind or in your own mindset, you are saying it is explainable, it is understandable. That means you are signing into the physical, into the materialistic worldview that says if the situation is bad, if the economy is in recession, or if there is no salary, or somebody has deceived them before, or government has stolen their money, if there is corruption, it is now justifiable for them to be corrupt too. But what I am saying, and what we need to get back to our society in Nigeria, in Africa in general, is that no, it is the things that we don't see that are more powerful than what is happening. What we don't see are the things, are the value systems that no, it doesn't matter what the economy is, it doesn't matter what is happening in the society. There is no reason that integrity is stronger than anything that is happening around. Integrity of character, that there is no stealing, you shouldn't be steal, and you shouldn't be corrupt. Character, integrity of character, in the sense that evil, nothing justifies evil. If for me to be able to steal from other people, from the government, from my friends, from my there is no justification for it. So we cannot say it must be absolute. Truth are always absolute. So if we are on the side of God, and if we are believers, we think that we believe that the invisible things are more powerful. What is the invisible thing in this case, in Nigeria, for example? The invisible thing is that values are more powerful than than what is happening to me. And the value is that thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not kill, or thou shalt not steal. Those values, they should be absolute. They should be established absolute truth that it doesn't matter what is happening. Even though, for example, somebody kills my son or my daughter, God forbid, or my wife, if I go and kill the person back, they put me in jail. They put me and him in jail. Why? Because there's no excuse. The fact that he killed my wife or my daughter doesn't give me the right to go and kill as well. Why? What that is saying is that, what happened, this thing happened to me, is not an excuse to do evil anyway. So that the values are more powerful. So the fact that the economy is bad, or the politicians are stealing my money, or the politicians are deceiving us, doesn't mean that I should now go and deceive too. The value of, what is right is right. What is wrong is wrong. Does not allow me to go and say, it is relative. So what we are really saying is that, values we Christians, and this is the thing I was trying to say to this sister, that even though you are a Christian, even though all Nigerian Christians are almost like this, we think that truth, we believe in truth. Don't steal. Yes, don't steal. I will never steal. But we also make it rational, relational, or what do you call it? Relational? Is it relational? Yeah, I think relational. Or what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Relative. We make it relative. That truth is relative. But truth must never be relative. Truth has to only be absolute. What is relative? Truth being relative means that, okay, when everything is good, could you come, please? Let me use example here. Let's say this lady here, that I'm not sure to be Lisa, Masha here, she says, okay, the reason I went to steal in the shop is because I have a little baby, a small baby, and I need to feed her. What do you think the government will do to her if she goes to steal and because she has a baby? They are going to put her in jail. Why? Because that truth that thou shalt not steal, or don't rob, or don't steal from anybody, or don't rob a shop, it's not visible, but it is established. It doesn't matter what is the reason. Yes, somebody could try to explain to you emotionally, understand you. Oh, okay, you are a young mother. Okay, you need to take care of it. That is emotions. But when it comes to truth is established anyway. Truth is not relative. Truth is absolute. So, but if we make truth relative, you know what we are going to say? We are going to say, oh, okay, yeah, you can do it. Yeah. You know, you have a baby. Oh, you don't have money. Okay, go and steal. If we make truth relative like that, it means that anybody could have an excuse. So being relative means saying that the truth will change and shift position in accordance or according to what is going on, or depending on what is going on. So if there is an excuse, the position of truth changes. For example, if there is difficulty, if armed robbers, if there is a difficulty in the country, we could say let there be armed robbery. Then who are they robbing? They are robbing people who are innocent, people who are working for their money. Truth can never be relative. So when we say it's because, okay, for example, I was talking to another of my sisters, and we were talking about a part of Nigeria, the Igbo, eastern part of Nigeria, Igbos. And I told this lady, is an Igbo lady, and I told her, why are the Igbo brethren not raising a topic, not starting a whole movement against the actions of the boys? Because Igbo boys are becoming nuisance to Nigerian society and to the Igbo society. They are becoming a disgrace to the Igbo community. Why can't somebody arise? Where are the elite of the Igbo society? Where are the elite? Why are they not saying, our boys? Why you don't come up with some value system and put things right? Why don't you talk to the Biafran guys openly and rebuke them and put everything in order? Why don't you talk to the people who are carrying drugs? Why is it only that the Igbo people are the ones carrying drugs everywhere? So this, my sister told me that because they will tell you that everybody have their skeleton in the cupboard. Everybody have their skeleton is not a reason for truth not to be told. Everybody have their skeleton is not a reason for truth to be relative. By saying that everybody have their skeleton, it means that we say truth can shift position anytime. So truth is truth to you when it's not affecting me. But when it's affecting me, it's no more the truth. So because I have my skeleton, so truth must not be told. So truth is not absolute. So because she was also telling me, because people, if you say the truth, everybody will come against you. Nobody wants to be messed up. Nobody wants to be attacked. I said, so then there is no truth. So truth, it means that we in self-interest is above the truth. And that is the problem that Nigeria is having. Selfishness is elevated above the truth. And she was telling me, yes, in Igbo land, the most important thing, first of all, and in Nigeria, I think generally now, the most important thing is selfishness first. Whenever you establish self or yourself above the truth, the whole foundation of the society is destroyed. That is why the highest, the requirement of democracy, of any society, for any society to function, the real highest law, the highest standard of society is equality before the law. That means that the law or the truth or the principles or the values are exalted above everybody else. So the values are exalted above presidents, judges, police, legislators, the standards, the value system, the worldview, the value system of the society are above everybody else. So it means the law is above everyone else. If that does not work and does not function, it is not just the law. Oh, somebody would answer me now and say, but in Nigeria, nobody believes in that. There is no law. No. It's not about the law. It's not about politicians. It's not about Nigeria. It's about worldview. It's a worldview thing that the whole society knows what is good and they know what is bad. It's a worldview thing that it is not what happens that is determining if the thing is right or not. It is not if it happened to me that is determining if it's right or not. It is not if it is economic difficulty. There is an economic reason for it or excuse for it that is determining if it's right or not. It is about what is inside. It is the invisible values, the invisible things that are inside, the value systems that are really determining what is right or wrong, not what is happening around. Now, but that is talking on the national level. So there are two schools of thought. The school of thought that says that, okay, you can understand them now is because of what is happening. It is difficult out there. So difficulty is what makes people, if that is saying, that is to say that the society is decayed. That is to say that the society can never be fixed because the society tolerates a relative standard of truth. Truth must not be relative. Truth has to be absolute. But for a society to be stable, for a society to function, truth has to always be absolute. For example, you cannot say, I'm building this house. So even though I'm building the house, I'm going to count this wall. This wall of the house is going to be 2 + 2 is 4. But the middle of the house, I'm going to count it 2 + 2 is 2. Then it's going to collapse. Or I'm going to build a machine. So when it comes to science, the truth has to be the truth all the time. 2 + 2 has to be 2 all the time. 1 + 1, 2 + 2 has to be 4 all the time. 1 + 1 has to be 2 all the time. It doesn't matter what my opinion is. So even if even if I don't agree that 2 + 2 is 4, and I build the car and I put 2 + 2 is 4 here, 2 + 2 is 2 here, 2 + 2 is 1 here, the car will not even work. If I make the standard and the relative, the way I want it or my own opinion, the house will collapse. When any rain falls or nothing will stand. So when you are about, let's go back to parents now. When you say you want to become a parent and you want to have children, you shouldn't even start talking about children without establishing your value system first. You shouldn't even talk about having a husband or a wife without having your worldview formed first. It is your worldview that gives you the confidence that, yes, I know what I want in marriage. It is the availability of that worldview and the establishment of that worldview and how strong and how potent that worldview is that gives you the basis to say, now we are ready for children. Because you know what to give to the children. You know that you and your wife have the same worldview. You know you and your wife have the same value system. And you have sat down and you know exactly what value system to inculcate and to use to raise up the children. You know the value system, you know the worldview that you want to create and bring to the world, into the world of those children. But what happens? Parents don't even have an idea what is worldview. In my country, Nigeria, instead of worldviews and value system, we have religion. We have been presented with religion instead of value system. So people are religious. People go to church without any worldview, without any concept of worldview. These my sisters that I'm talking about, they are all Christians. They are some of the best Nigerians you could ever imagine. They are some of the best Christians you could ever imagine. But to them, It's just relative. Everything is relative. It's not because they are the ones like that, though. They come from that old society. The whole country where they come from is like that. Oh, everybody has weakness. Oh, things are happening. Oh, you can understand now. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, you know what? In fact, Olukayode sent me an article which is also claiming the same thing. That, you don't have the right to blame people who go to, pyramids and whatever, Ponzi schemes. Nobody has the right to blame them because the country is a whole Ponzi scheme. So because the country is a whole Ponzi scheme, so I also now must be doing Ponzi scheme. Or I must now be applauding people who say, oh, hurrah, hooray, go for Ponzi scheme. So, the government has disappointed them. Somebody has, so Christians, pastors are now saying, oh, what can you do? Everybody is deceiving everybody. So everybody is killing everybody. I should also go and kill. Everybody is deceiving everybody. They should now come and deceive me. It's because they have not deceived me. It's because I'm not the one who is lost. So when it comes to family, family must be based on values. Families must be formed on value systems. So value system is the core of that family. Value system is the basis, is the foundation upon which that whole thing is built. So when you are building your children up, or when you are raising your children, you are actually raising that child to build that child up in value system. The body is what God gave to the child. But the value system, this is what the value system does. The value system is like the spine. It's the spine of the society. It's the spine of the family. And it's the spine of that child. This is what the value system is. It is what holds together the society. It's the core of the society. It's the core of the child. The most important thing in rearing or bringing up a child, in parenting, is the ability to know the value system. You must know what value system you want to bring, what it is. And you must be able to build it into the children. The children must have a worldview, value system. And that's why I always say you must have an hour or 2 hours, between 30 minutes to 1.5 hours every day, that depending on their age, that you spend with your children. Now you spend on them, bringing them up, rearing them up, forming and creating, formulating value system in them. If there is no value system, it is catastrophic. It is the value system that holds you together in trying times. It is the value system that makes you to be able to be focused on your values, on your goals in life when the society is going scatter. It is the value system that makes you to be focus oriented. It is the value system that is like your guiding light through life. That value system is your guiding light through life. Value system is your compass. It is a compass. The compass could be turned to the left, right, but it always comes back to the north. It is the value system that you put in the child that makes him to know what he wants in life, that makes him not to live for himself. It is the value system you put in that child that makes him, no matter what happens around him, no matter how strong the wind is, no matter the earthquake that is happening around him, no matter the wind and the that is happening, no matter the storm that is happening around him, is like a compass. Compass, no matter where you turn it, it turns to the north. Compass, no matter where you put it, it turns to the north. No matter how you turn it, it goes to the north. Compass goes to the north all the time. So that is what value system is. That is what worldview is. It is your guiding light. It's, when a ship is riding on the ocean, without the guiding light, it will never come to its destination. It is like your navigatory system. The value system and the worldview is the navigatory system in the life of the child. But if the family does not have this navigatory system, where does that family lead the children to? If the family does not have the navigatory system, it doesn't have that navigatory, we don't lead them anywhere. If the family does not have the store on the guideline, what do I say? The light, the guiding light. If you don't have the guiding light, then there is no direction for you to lead the children. If the parents don't have the guiding light, there is nowhere to lead the children, no future. No, because the parents don't have it. If the parents don't have the compass, then the children they cannot give it to the children. And it is the anchor. Value system is that anchor. Is the anchor that hold them together no matter what happens. And that is why every society must be based on a set of value system and paradigm and worldviews. It is the guiding light of the society. The world's view, the value system of a society must be built on value system, on guiding light, on navigatory system, on compass. The value system and the compass are the worldviews. That is why Jesus said, man shall not live by bread alone. What does that mean, man shall not live by bread alone? Physical things don't determine life. It is the invisible things that determine life. It is what we see are temporal. Every visible thing is temporal. Every visible thing, it is liable to change. And that is why invisible things are more stable. They are not liable to change. They are more stable. They are not liable to change. So they are more predictable and secure. That's why values like hard work is more important than to have the prosperity already. Because prosperity can change, but hard work will bring about prosperity. That's why values like diligence is more important than prosperity. That is why values like responsibility, sincerity, truth, faithfulness, all those things are much more valuable than the things that are visible. Because the things that are visible are temporal. They are liable to change. They are liable to change. They are relative. But the invisible things are the things that are there they are sustainable. They are the things that are there for the future. Now, that doesn't mean that we will not all make mistakes. That doesn't mean that we will not all fail. But even when you fail, you must have your value system in place and be able to know that what you did is wrong. But when it's not about failing or not failing, it's not about making mistakes or not making mistakes. It's not about somebody doing what is wrong. All of us can do what is wrong. But even when you do what is wrong, you must still have your value system right. You must still be going the right direction. But when you are doing something wrong and you are not aware of it, or you don't admit that it's wrong, that's where the crisis is. So now the problem in Nigeria is not that people do something that is wrong. That anybody could do what is wrong. And things that have been wrong have been done in the West. But at least the West know their value system. They know their worldview. They know that what is wrong is wrong. They know that even when things are done wrong, they are punished or they admit it and they know what is wrong, what is right. But the place we are going to as a society, in Nigeria especially, is that we don't know what is wrong anymore. Everything is relational. We don't even know if it's wrong, it's not wrong. Some people will even tell you, for some people it's wrong, for some people it's not wrong. This is your own opinion. Can you imagine that people that are being caught carrying drugs and are being executed for drugs? You don't know what his situation is. What situation? It is your own opinion. You don't know why he did that. It is not about... I'm sure God has forgiven him. He has repented. He's going to heaven. But still, the worldview must be indubitable. What is wrong is wrong. We are not saying what this condition is. Yes, there might be the conditions. There might be reasonable conditions. But that does not make us to change the value system. It does not make us to change our position on the truth. So the most important thing in life, really, that we are not being told. Look at this picture now. I showed you this picture first. That this is the spine. This is the core of any society and of every family and of every child. Now let's imagine that a child is without a core, without a spine. It's a bunch of masses. It's what I call the biomass. This is just a bunch of flesh because there's no bone, no spine. Without spine is biomasses, biological masses. It's a bunch of flesh and bones. Everything collapses. This is what happens to a society. This is what happens to a family. This is what happens to the child when there is no core value system in that society or in that family. That's why you shouldn't be thinking of having a family without a core value system. That's why you shouldn't be thinking of having children without an established worldview. Because your children will be going around life without any structure to hold them together, without any anchor. It's a catastrophic life. It's much more worse than the physical disability. This is the real disability, the core disability, the disability of personality, the disability of humanity. So when a society doesn't have value system, it's a disability of society. It's the disability of the whole structure, of the whole society. It's a national disability. Disabled. The whole country is disabled. The society itself is disabled. People who are blind and crippled, they are better than somebody who is healthy and is crippled in values and he has crippled value system. So that's why, Nigeria is in a mess, right? But I myself wanted to speak for my Igbo brethren that nobody's saying this, that there's no values. You need to raise up a system of value system in the whole of Nigeria, of course, but especially in the Igbo people. I mean, not the all of them, but in the boys who are not going to school, especially the boys. And I spoke to my one of my disciples, my leading disciple, about it, and he said, Pastor, he told me a story one time. He told me that he, as an elder, was leading a meeting one day in his village. So he said he is the head of the village. He's 60 years old, or over 60 years old actually. And he's a professor, this man. Professor. Anywhere in the world, a professor is supposed to be respected. And in some part of Nigeria also, professors are respected. Like in Yoruba land, if you're a professor, it doesn't matter how much money any other person has, you are always respected. So this my professor friend was leading a meeting for his own extended family, big family meeting, and he's the head of the family. So he was talking about values and what to bring to the table. One boy, 23 or 25 or 27 years old, just came from somewhere. Nobody knows where I got his money from. He just brought $10,000 a pack of $10,000 cash in dollars, and just came like this and put it on the table like this, smashed it on the table. Look, why are you talking grammar here? What are you saying? What grammar? Now grammar alone, is it only grammar you can talk? It's only grammar you are just talking there. Look, produce, talk. You don't deserve to be listened to. I will only listen to you when you can put something on the table. Now, I put something on the table, mash it. What are you people doing? And there are elders here, elder women, elder men, people. And I say, what are you people doing listening to him? And he's talking grammar to somebody here. Just let him produce. If you cannot produce, what kind of grammar will say he's a professor? That professor will go shopping. That means, is it professor that's going to feed us? And is it your book, your grammar that's going to feed us? And I was saying, my reaction was that, because I know exactly what will have happened in my village or in any Yoruba land if that happens, the elders would have called him to the floor, and either he has to repent right there, or he's banished from the village, or his whole family is disgraced, or in fact his whole family will reject him, no matter how much money he has, or they will put a curse on him in Yoruba land. But you know what they did? What the elders did? All the other women, they were saying, Professor, you see now, small boy like that is producing, putting something on the table. It's true now, because it is, the things have to be done, and if, it is money that we need. It is money that will resolve all these things. So if, it's true, it's right. Everybody went to his side. And I told him, I said, Prof, you are supposed to address that question on national level. He said, it's too big, and we are going to address it. We are going to fix it. We should fix that. We should fix that. Because that is a crisis there. That is, it means that there is no value system. That, first of all, this man is an elder. Secondly, this man is educated. Thirdly, that man is talking, I don't even. So that means there is a whole breakdown in value system in that part of Nigeria. And now I could understand why nobody could talk to the guys who are carrying drugs, or to the ones who are doing Biafra. Why everybody is just playing game. They are just, playing game like this. Because, nobody wants to, because truth is relative to them. To everybody, truth is relative. Truth is relative. So, there's no absolutism. And when there's no absolutism like that, the core of the society is totally destroyed. So that is what we must redress. And that's one of the main things that we are going to face in Nigeria, that we must address in Nigeria. And I'm sorry that even pastors don't address these things. So you could go to church all your life, and truth is still relevant. Everybody just said. So I was telling my dear friend that I was talking to, that yes, you don't do the stealing, you don't do the armed robbery or the whatever, the MMM and pyramids and things. You don't do it because they told you in church stealing is bad. Yes, because Bible said it. Yes. But this is not what we are saying. It shouldn't be because Bible said it. Yes, your value system could come from the Bible, but you shouldn't say you don't steal because you are a pastor, or you don't steal because you go to church, or because pastor said it. So if there is nobody to take you or to know that you go to church, you will do it. It should become your core. It should become your worldview. It's not because you go to church, you don't go to church. Your worldview must be established. It's not conditional. Either I go to church, I don't go to church, I'm a Christian, I'm not a Christian. So because if you are not, it's because you are going to church, when nobody is there from the church, then you are going to do the wrong thing. When nobody knows that you are going to church, you are a Christian, then you are going to do the wrong thing. So it must be because it is a value system. It's a way of thinking. It's a worldview that is the way you see the world. We must be able to, on the basis of the Bible, on the basis of the Word of God, come up with our value system as a nation. And I'm writing a book right now about that already. So that the whole Nigeria could be taught in values and be able to know that values is what is wrong with our society. And it doesn't matter if you're a Christian or Muslim, just value. It's just like in the West here. You don't need to be a Christian to know that what is wrong is wrong. Either you are atheist or you are homosexual in the West. Either you are homosexual, Christian, everybody abide by the same set of value system. Because everybody knows what is wrong and what is right. It's a philosophical question of either, of what is wrong and right, of worldviews. Every society must be based on, on a philosophical, on a set of worldviews and value system upon which everybody knows that these are the value systems. And if we don't have that as a society, we are not building anything. Everybody will just be caring for their own interest. Everybody will just be caring for their own thing. Everybody will just be thinking about themselves. So when it pertains to me, then I'm right. When it pertains to me, then it's wrong. It's not wrong. When it pertains to me or my people, then everything is allowed. So if a man doesn't have, if there is or a society or a family does not have a system of values like that, then what happens is that you will behave according to the situation, or you will judge situation relatively. You will say, okay, they can do that. Maybe it is, it could be allowed. Or someone is saying here, Shigo is saying, I once asked a pastor why he won't preach against drug dealing, or drug carrying, which was prevailing in his church. And he blatantly asked me, will you pay the bills? So the bills of the church. This pastor is saying, I need to pay the bills for my church, the building, for the church and the bills of the church. So my church members are allowed to carry drugs. And you don't need to tell me what part of Nigeria that pastor is. It's clear. Because there is no value system. In that part of Nigeria also, I saw an article which is a Nigeria is spreading though from that part of Nigeria, from that particular part of Nigeria to all of Nigeria. All of Nigeria is becoming like this now. All of Nigeria is becoming like this. This is a very alarming example here, which I showed to my sister, to another of my sister. You will not believe this one that I'm going to show you now. This is totally blatant. And nobody in that state, or a visible person at least, went publicly to demand for this to be redressed. Let me show you something here. Is it visible here? Can you see this picture? This is a burial service, right? It's a burial ceremony, right? Okay, now look at this one. It's still a burial ceremony, but you can see the people dancing. They carry corpse. They carry the casket. They carry the casket, dancing. They carry the casket, dancing and rejoicing. This is all celebration thing. All right? That's not the problem still, though. I will tell you where the problem is now. This is the burial ceremony. The pastors are there. Churches are there. And then this is the obituary. This is the obituary for the guy. You see what is written here is painful exit of a hero. And the whole community is writing here, and the whole family praising this guy, celebrating him, and, put signboard. Look at signboard though. This is signboard. Signboard all over the state, all over the village, all over the town. You know what the signboard is? Saying the hero has gone. Everybody celebrating, everybody coming, and the whole community, elders, everybody coming. This is the guy with Jesus on the background. Yeah, this is the guy. You know who this guy is? This is the same guy here in Malaysia. This is the same guy here in Malaysia being judged for drugs. And he admitted to carrying drugs. And he was killed. Why is he being buried here? This is his burial after he was hanged in Malaysia for carrying drugs. So he used drugs to become rich. Before he was caught, he's been rich for many years. So, and you know what the people are saying? The people in the village and the city are saying, we are celebrating his life. We are celebrating, our hero has gone. They were sending delegation to the government to set him free, not to kill him. To set him free, and because he's the hero of our village. What makes him the hero? Oh, he did the road, he put light, he built houses, he gave help to widows and sent people to school. So they are seeing what benefits them. So this is benefiting us. Let him carry drugs. Let him go. Let him carry drugs. Let him kill other people's children. Let him destroy other people's nation. Let him destroy other people's lives. Let him kill many thousands. Let him keep on killing all the kids of other people, all the children of other people, as long as he's sharing some of the money with us. And when they now killed him, they used some of the money to bring him away from Malaysia, back home, and did a big celebration with signboards and big board in the city. And everybody rejoicing and dancing. The hero has pastors, churches all came to bury him. Hero. drug addict here. What is that talking about? No value system. No value system. It is catastrophic. It is the, so if it's just like saying, come, you guys come. Let's say you are the thief. You are the thief. Come too. Yes, come. So you are the thief. You steal from her. Go back. You steal from her. It's okay. Steal from her. It's okay. Steal from her. It's okay. But when you steal, but one day it will get to me. If I say it's okay to steal from her, it's okay to steal from her, it's okay to steal from her, then one day it will get to me. Evil can never be right. So that's what value system is all about. Worldview is that, yes, she can steal. Let her steal. I understand that she can steal. Maybe something happened, she can steal. Even when she steals, she also must have the right value system that, yes, I stole, but it's wrong. It is never condoned that I stole. I stole, something happened, but punish me for what I did. I don't deserve to go, to do what is right and say it is okay because I'm poor. So when I wrote something, I put that article on my Facebook. If you see the way people were attacking me, people were saying, what is your problem? Well, Nigeria is tough. So that he's doing what he can do to provide for his family and for his people. He's doing what he can do to provide for his family and his people. Killing him, killing people. He's doing what he can do to provide for his family. He's doing what he can do to provide for his village by killing people. And pastors are going to celebrate him. Спасибо. Value systems. Value system. Worldview. So what the question I'm asking you as parents, you are all parents. You want to give birth to children. Somebody say, I want to have 3 children, 5 children, 6 children. What do you want to give those children? Is it this value system? I was talking to one Igbo lady the other day. She said, Pastor, I don't know what our people should do with our boys, with the men in our country, in our side of the country, because the Igbo boys have become the crisis in the society. I said, why is nobody talking? Everybody is afraid. Oh, they will attack you if you talk. Oh, if you talk like this, they will attack you. Oh, nobody wants problem. If you don't want problem, why you leave? Why do you even leave in the first place? If you don't have value system, you shouldn't live. It's like living like this. It's like living like this. How can you live? That's not life. That life is counterproductive. Every village and city is supposed to ban those kind of people. In my own state, there is a senator in the federal government, who the America is demanding to be extradited, deported. They want him to be extradited to America. America is saying that he committed some crime in America, and they want him to be extradited. They want him to be deported. When the big police came, the people, because every year what he does, he gives rice and gifts to people in his village. They elected him as senator. And so when the Nigerian government extradited, when the Nigerian government through EFCC wanted to take him, the whole village and city, they went and surrounded the house so that he would not be extradited. Now, in his own case, I don't have an argument. I don't know if he said he didn't commit the crime, but America said he committed it. But if he didn't commit it, why can't he go and defend himself? But that is not even the worst thing. This man that is a fugitive, that is running from the American justice, is not just elected as the senator of the federal government of Nigeria. When the whole parliament, the whole Senate reassembled for the year, they will always vote for the hero, the most outstanding senator of the year. Do you know who they elected in the federal government of Nigeria Senate as the most outstanding senator of the year? It was this senator that is being demanded to be extradited to America. The one that they are accusing of crime. The federal Senate of Nigeria said he is their hero. So what are you talking about? This is the number one issue that must be addressed in the country. And nobody is even carrying any news about it. Nobody raising an eyebrow. It's just like there is another convicted criminal, one of the governors. There is another governor. There is another governor of one of the states in Nigeria. He was cleared in Nigeria that is not a criminal. That is not a criminal. This guy was cleared in Nigeria that is not a criminal. So all the court said is okay. But when he went to England, he was convicted. He's been sitting in prison for some years now. And now he came out. He came out yesterday or so. And you know, some people, everybody started flying down to celebrate. Now, that is not a bad thing. You could celebrate him. Maybe you respect him. Maybe you know, maybe deserves to be celebrated for some other good things he has done. But when he's coming from prison, at least somebody was giving a speech yesterday. Oh, he's the hero. He did this. He's the only one who could do this. You shouldn't celebrate the evil he did. Yes, you can celebrate that he was released from jail. Yes, but he has to give a speech that he made a mistake or something was done wrong. The whole society have to know that, yes, wrong is wrong. Wrong was punished. Thank God, I've paid my dues. Thank God, let's live another life. Let's live a life of celebration. Go and celebrate after that. But to be celebrating without, change of attitude, everybody just think that is okay. Everybody thinks they were partying all night yesterday. They just released him out from prison in Britain yesterday. And the whole place was, in fact, even so a senator came from all over from Nigeria to celebrate a convict addict, a criminal. In fact, right now, as I'm talking right now, there is a case in court when a Nigerian Oba is a king in one of the my part of the country, because this is just to note how the whole country has been affected by this. I started with the Igbo section of the country, the east part of the country. This is the west part of the country. I told you about the senator from my own state. From my own part of the country, Ijebu, which is somewhere. Then, another part, from my own part of the country also, a king was, this allegation, this accusation, I don't know if it's true. This guy is a young guy, 30-something years old. When I saw the party he was putting up, he was putting us a party, he was dressing and behaving like one of the American pop artist, like he's a Hollywood actor. He was just behaving like one of the Hollywood, stars, like those black stars. I mean, not even the good stars, the stars that don't have values at all. And the man was celebrating because they made him king in his village. This in Yoruba land, this man was made a king. And because he's living in Canada, he's the Nigerian that is living in Canada, that's living outside of Nigeria. But nobody knew. But and I'm sure there will be some people in that country who knew what he was doing, or at least in his surrounding who knew what he was doing. You know what this guy was doing? At least this is what he's been, because one person from the state got to know that he has been accused. This guy had been convicted either in America or somewhere, or in England or somewhere abroad, of doing 419. Maybe he's not the one he did do it himself, but he was involved in 419. Maybe he organized some people to do it. The bottom line is that this guy was doing 419 and he made a lot of money. So the problem with the culture is, why I'm blaming the culture and the society, is that nobody wants to know how you get your money anymore. Nobody knows where this guy got his money from. He just said, oh, I'm coming from abroad. I'm coming from overseas, from America. So my money is coming from America, from Canada. But really, in Canada and in America, where he was living, he made that money by defrauding Americans and by defrauding white people, Europeans. And he became so wealthy, he built a palace for himself. And he was selling, people who made their money in legitimate ways, there is a way they don't behave. They are respectable people. But even from the very first day I saw that guy, young guy, fashionable guy, beautiful wife, as if they are coming from Hollywood. I said, there is something wrong. In fact, I'm looking for the photograph now, because I said there is something wrong with this guy. This guy is not clean. You know what? Somebody got information from the state, his own people. That's the good thing with the Yoruba. At least they are still trying to maintain their values, but not all the time. Thank God for that person. They found one person from his own town or from his own state, not from another town or so, but from the same Yoruba area, who discovered that he had the news that he was accused, he was convicted for 419, and that he had some information that this way he made his money. Even though he's a king already, the government of the state and the people of the state decided to remove him. And they took him to court because he doesn't want to be removed. They took him to court and he refused to come to court. So now the court in Yoruba land, Yoruba court judge, has ordered that the king should be brought to the court by force. He's run away to Canada. And some lawyers are fighting for him because of money. A king, a sitting king. This is a monarch in Yoruba land. So just for you to see how bad and how perverse this has become in Nigeria as a whole. No value system. No system of worldviews. And the truth has become relative. Somebody said Abdul Rashid is his name. Yes, I think so. Let me see if I can find him. Can you believe what country we are building right now? Can you believe what kind of country? And I'm expecting the whole state to come out and forcefully dethrone the guy. Or, of course, we are living in a law society now, so you must be sure that, he committed the crimes. But even for a king, a sitting king, to be accused of these things, either he committed it or not, that's already a big thing. That's already a very, very big thing. A sitting king, not even senator this time, but king. King is supposed to be a custodian of the culture, of the values. And I'm sure people from his village now or from his town will be hating me and saying they should come and do this to me and do that to me. That's what they normally do. They begin to attack you as if I'm the one that is bad. They'll begin to find all my sins and that I'm the one that is evil. But we are talking right now about something that we should all take serious. So the guy now is running away from being arrested. He's from Osun State. I'm trying to get his... I think they call him Oluwo or something like that. It's amazing what people can do. Okay, let me show you the photograph of the guy. The guy is a cool guy. He's a cool guy. And you know that there is something in this is coolness. There is something in this is coolness. Can't get it, eh? Can you see it? It's not clear. See the wife? You see the guy and the wife? They are so cool. You see them? Cool guys. He's always with his smartphones, and you see the wife there. There is the wife. Cool girl, cool guy. And so the guy himself. He's a cool guy, huh? Always wearing his beads and his... Cool guy. Cool guy. Young guy. Value system. And the whole country, a whole village, I assume that definitely they don't know. I assume that they don't know what he's doing. See the guy. Cool guy. See the guy. 30-something years old. See how he's dressed, like Coming to America. Do you people see Eddie Murphy's film, Coming to America? He's living it in real life. He's living it in real life. Cool guy, huh? I wonder where they get, at 30-something, where did you get all those millions from? We don't know some Americans, some Europeans and Americans have paid the price. Could have been duped. No value system. No value system. But how can such a person become the king? You ask me. Because no value system. And I think we should share this link. Look at the guy. He's even in Yoruba land. Some people were criticizing him because he would wear jeans on the throne. Can you imagine that? Look at the guy. When I saw him wearing jeans on the throne, I said, this guy, there is something suspicious about this guy. For him, he's just living high. He just been on high. He's just having fun. The guy is just having fun. He's not doing any Monica something role or anything. The guy is just enjoying himself. The guy is just enjoying himself. Can you believe it? The guy is just enjoying himself. He's living big as a king. Of course, we don't know yet if he's going to be convicted or not. You know, we don't know if he's guilty yet, I must say that. But what I'm saying is that they have now ordered for him to be arrested, you see. They have now ordered for him to be arrested because he will not even honor the court and go to court. And why are you not afraid of going to court? Because you are afraid. I have been going to court for the last 7 years of my life. I've been going to court. Why? Because I want to clear my name. If you are not guilty, why are you refusing the court order? Why are you refusing to honor the court? Because they said it's 419 money. He's splashing. If you see the kind of party he's throwing in his palace, if you see the way he's throwing money around, dancing like Michael Jackson, for a whole week long, he would disappear to North America, and you would be wondering, why is this guy just coming back from America with a lot of money all the time? We don't see business, no structure, no infrastructure, no record from anywhere. And they went and made him a king. That tells you how deteriorating our value system has become. And these are things that must be challenged. These are things that the questions that must be raised. So just for you to, because if I don't balance it up like that, somebody will say I am against the Igbos. So just for you to know, it is a Nigerian problem. It is a pervasive problem in the whole country as a whole. Olusola said, Dr. Adelaja, yes, it's true. If he's not guilty, why should he be on the run? As a king. Okay, Grigory Femi said, everything is corrupt in Nigeria because the government is corrupt. You see, that is exactly the kind of school of thought I'm talking about. So Femi is saying now, because the government is corrupt, so it is understandable why everything is corrupt. This is exactly the thing I'm trying to correct today. There is no excuse for this. For us, we cannot give excuse for corruption. We cannot give, if I am corrupt, that doesn't give you an excuse to be corrupt. I could be corrupt, okay. But even that does not give me excuse to say that what I'm doing is right. We cannot say that because this government is corrupt, now we can understand why the society is corrupt. There is no reason why we should condone that. That is what we call relative thinking. We are tolerating it by thinking like that. When we think that there is a reason why there is corruption, it means that we ourselves are condoning it without even knowing. Nkiru said those that do 419 say that they are taking back what the Europeans stole from them when they colonized us. You see, this is what I'm saying, Nkiru. This is what Nkiru said. Any talk like that is a demonstration of their corrupt mind. It's a demonstration of lack of value system. It's just like saying we are going to kill Europeans because they kill our ancestors. And go and kill them now. You will sit in prison for the rest of your life. Why are you just stealing? What other people do does not give you an argument, a reason. It's not enough a justification for you to become like that just because Europeans colonized us, so you are going to be doing 419 to steal from them. Where is that mindset coming from? Every one of us could be guilty. Every one of us could do something wrong. But we should also know that things could happen in life, but that shouldn't affect our worldview. Worldview is that what is wrong is wrong. The fact that because if you steal from them because they colonized you and they stole from you, it means that you don't have the right to also accuse them of being colonized anymore. Alabijan, I have talked with a prominent pastor here in Amsterdam about some of this value in the house of God that needs to be addressed. But the pastor said if he preach about people, if he preach about those bad things, that people will stop coming to the church. So you can imagine the world we are living in. So the church is not more a pillar of truth anymore. The church is no more. Even I could even agree that the pastor is doing something wrong, but you still have to present the value system. You still have to preach what is right, because you are speaking for God. You yourself might not be perfect. You might be having your own issues, but you still must preach the truth. The truth must be the truth at all times. And pastors stop preaching about the truth because they don't want to lose people. Deborah said that guy, that king, he ran away and left his wife and children, took off with a mistress. Now, TY is saying, even in England, one of the royals was caught on camera doing something dodgy. It is a collapse of value system worldwide. Now, TY, this is exactly the kind of thing I'm saying. The fact that the royal or the royal person in England was caught doing the wrong thing doesn't mean that there is no value system in the whole society. Look, compare the society, English society and our society. Even that royalty that is done something wrong, he knows that the world's view and the value system of the society has been violated. But in our own case, we don't even condemn these things anymore. But at least in this society in England, the reason England is still standing is because there is still some extent of, value system that are still standing. So even though this royalty himself is violating the laws, he still will affirm the law, and he will still affirm the value system of the society. So we cannot use that as an excuse that even Europeans too have. That's what our Africans do. When Europeans point out how corrupt we are in Africa, Europeans will begin to say, oh, you two are corrupt, look at that one, look at this one. But they have been able to build a whole society on structures that are standing, but we have not even started. We have not even built any society on any principle. So we shouldn't be using their little failures there, but our own is pervasive failure. Abraham, great. I keep hearing Nigerians say the level of poverty. There are more than 7 European nations that are poorer than Nigeria right now. There is poverty everywhere. UK government home office removed Nigeria from the poor country list. No, let me tell you, the people who are poor in Nigeria are not the ones doing the crimes. The people who are poor are not the ones in the pyramids. The people who are poor are not the ones doing the Ponzi schemes. The people who are poor in Nigeria are in the villages. They don't even have 3 square meals. They don't even have shoes. But they are not stealing. They are not robbing. The ones who are doing the robbery, they are the ones who have the money to invest. They are the ones who have, who are sophisticated to have computer and do things like that. The people who are really poor are not doing what is evil. So the argument that it's poverty that's making them to do that is wrong. The people who are poor in Nigeria are really in the villages, and they hold on to their values. They are the ones who are living right. Shinwe says, in the past, chiefs are crowned based on wisdom, age, integrity, and they were well respected. However, in recent days, chiefs are brought with money because they presented a bunch of monies to the community. What a wasted system. How can the children become respectful members of the society and clan? Yeah? That's Shinwe saying that. Olukayode said, God bless you, Pastor Sandey, for addressing this menace. Modukwe said, truth, that is a big one. That is a big one. If you say the truth, you are a goner. Nigeria will nail you. Marianne said, thank you for speaking the truth about this issue. It's a big shame. Okay, Gregory Femi is saying that again. Pastor, that is Nigeria for you. I think it is because of the poverty level. That's exactly what I've been. You must listen to this whole message, Femi, because you are getting something wrong. And you must go and read my article, my last article, my number 7 article about MMM. There is no excuse for these things. Hey, my God, we have a lot of work to do, I tell you that one. Olusheyi, there is a sir. Previous criminal record is never investigated in Nigeria. As long as the candidate can deliver and settle the top leaders, pay them, nothing can stop him from achieving his aim. Indeed, a perverse and lawless generation. It's only God that can deliver. No, not God. God is in heaven. We have to deliver ourselves. Not God can deliver, only God can deliver us. I wrote a whole book about that not God can save Nigeria. Not God can deliver. We have to deliver our country. And you wait till I come to that country. We are going to deliver our own country by ourselves. Leave God alone. God has already delivered us. It's our own problem now to deliver ourselves. TY say, thank you, sir. Wealth is different from riches. Being loud is always a give away of class. Wealth is different from riches. Yes, and that's why I wrote that book that is called Money Doesn't Make You Rich. Money doesn't make you rich. Money doesn't make you rich. Because it's wealth that makes you rich, not money. Lola Favor say, my people call it stomach infrastructure. As long as someone meets a need, regardless of the source, is applauded. This happens when citizens have been stripped of their basic rights. People don't even have a right to anything. When you are a person of integrity, Nigerians be like you will die in poverty. That's exactly what I'm saying, that we shouldn't even express sympathy for this kind of thing. We shouldn't even express understanding for this kind of thing. Stomach infrastructure, and we're saying, oh, that is because people have been stripped of everything. Because people have been stripped, like I said, people who have been stripped are the ones who are really poor in the villages, and they're not doing the evil things. Oh my God. Well, I don't know how much time. Let me even see the time. So, wow. I think I've overextended myself today. I'm sorry, guys. I have to continue this message tonight. God bless you, everybody. Let's share the message. Let's go ahead and share the message. I think this message will be a blessing to someone. Davida said, well, Pastor Sandey, God has raised you up for such a time as this. Thank you. Our time to wake up, Tina says, yes. Paul Awadele said, thank you, sir. Deborah said, today's message is shaking the hell out of us, all of us. There is so much to correct. The evil is eating up the earth, Nigeria. Nkiru said, every person that is not Nigerian knows how rich and how full of potential Nigeria is, except we don't know how wealthy we are. Gregory, I think this is mindset problem. Yes, now you are talking, Gregory. It is mindset problem. That's what we are supposed to fix. Shiga said, Pastor, I'm eagerly awaiting your action plan to get this whole thing overhauled, overturned. You can't have all this passion and see these things without having a solution. Oh, don't worry. And that's why I'm saying leave God out of this. We are going to fix it. We are going to fix our country, and we are going to take our country back. I know, I have strategies, I have everything. That's why I'm going to Nigeria. Yes, I'm going to Nigeria to confront this head on. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm just overwhelmed right now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time, and we'll talk to you in the evening.